Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the podcast. Alex is sadly not here tonight. It is his woman's birthday, so happy birthday to her. But I did bring Austin back. I did notice a lot of people, especially on the YouTube channel, loved it when you were here last time, Austin. So I'm very happy that we could align schedules again and have you back. And from what I understand, you have recently went to the junkyard.
Yeah, one of them. Um, there's one around down the street from my house. It's called Goodfellas. So it's kind of like a towing yard and like salvage. You can go in and pick your own parts. And you don't pay anything unless obviously you buy something. It was cool, man. I saw a lot. Oh, I wouldn't say a whole lot of stuff. It was, I mean, a pretty small junkyard, but there for what it was, there were some cool things. But the crown jewel
Are you
that
having
I
connection
saw,
issues, bro?
n- no,
Okay. Just making sure.
but the crown jewel that I saw, man, was and it kills it pains me, man, because this car is so gorgeous and the condition of it is in. Jason, you know what I'm talking about. The
That
interior
El
was
Camino.
the what?
The El Camino?
No, dude, that Eldorado.
Oh, the El Dorado.
Dude, it was oh my gosh, it was a gorgeous Eldorado, man, and like a beautiful shade of red. The body looked, I mean, actually for it being a junkyard, it looked fantastic. The straight everything that I could see was pretty straight, solid, very little to no rust. But the only downside was the interior was it literally looked like somebody had set a a rabid Wolverine loose in this thing. And it was shredded.
Oh,
The
man.
the springs were showing through; they were rusted. Some metal on the door was rusted, but other than that, this car was pretty. I wouldn't say. I would guess you can say not immaculate, like pristine condition, but it was. Why was it there? Man, is the thing. Why would somebody get rid of this?
That's a great question.
And I'm sure Jason here is gonna put a picture of it in
If
the
you're watching
video.
the video portions of this
Yeah,
podcast, only available on YouTube at the Sparkplug TV YouTube channel.
yeah, man. He'll insert a picture of it, and I gotta say, man, oh, I'm not. I was tempted to ask them about this car and be like, "How much is this going to be?" But then, I mean, hey, Jason, have you seen a picture of my garage? My Jeep barely fits in there. That Eldorado's
Yeah.
definitely not going to fit.
No.
But
The
man,
El Dorado is a huge car.
it when I
I mean, I
say,
can't say much. I'm at 3 in the driveway. I
yeah,
have the pickup truck I was driving whenever you and I worked together. I have my cat eye pickup truck, which has been seen on this channel. And then I have my B15 Sentra, which is currently waiting on parts that I just bought from a dealership. But that's mainly because I'm picky and I want specific things and I don't want to pay for OEM parts for it because the OEM part is expensive, but the aftermarket really nice upgrade is like I think I only paid $40 for it
that's not bad.
versus I think it was $180.
Yeah, that's not bad, dude. I
No.
remember one of the best things ever, and I feel so bad for laughing at this, was when I told you I was there and you're like, hey, keep an eye out for a Nissan Sentra.
I
And as
was like,
soon as
keep
you
an
said,
eye out for a B15 Sentra. It looks like mine.
and I sent you that picture, and I was like, is this? You're like, holy shit. And it ended up being only like a 1.5, I think.
It was a 1.8.
1.8, yeah. And yours is a
I
2.5?
don't have a 1.8. I have the 2.5. I have the SER Spec V.
Dude, you were like a kid in a candy store. You were so excited, and wrong one, dude.
Oh, I forgot
Correct.
to ask, were those taillights cracked?
I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't pay attention. I was too focused on that Eldorado, dude, because, oh my gosh, it. Mm, mm, mm. But I
If
saw
honestly, if those taillights were there, if those taillights were good, I might have had you pick me up the driver's side taillight.
I'll tell you what, on my next day off, I will go back and I will, if that car is still there, I'll look at them again. Get the serial number or whatever for them, tell the people, and I'll pull them off.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's also a couple of nice little other treasures there too, man. There was a 2019 Mustang, I think. 2018, I could be wrong.
So that would
Um
be like Alex's 5.0.
yeah, but this one wasn't a 5.0. This I'm pretty sure this is just like a regular old like GT or EcoBoost. And
Well,
from
if you want to see what the under the hood looks like of a 2019 EcoBoost Mustang, look at the Sparkplug TV Instagram page. It's the green one.
I I looked under the hood.
And then
Not gonna lie.
Alex has the 5.0, and then I have the QR25.
Don't you mean the 5 point slow?
Yes,
I'm just joking. I fucking love Mustangs, dude. I get so much trouble
not a
for that.
fan. I get a lot of hate because I'm not a fan of the
They're
Mustang.
not for everybody, man. And this is getting a little off topic, guys. Sorry. We'll get back to the junkyard here in a minute. Uh, but I wanted to cover this in the last video. Um, my whole Mustang rant. Jason knows how I feel about Mustangs. A lot of people, I feel, and like I said, they're not for everybody, which is fine. But a lot of people hate on the Mustang not because they actually dislike the car, but because it's it's a popular trend to do is to hate on the Mustang. Oh, it's a crowd killer, it's a crowd magnet. No, you have
No, that's an inexperienced driver.
that's an
I'm not a fan.
inexperienced driver.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. The reason I don't like the Mustang, I hate the way it looks.
And like I said, they're not for everybody, dude. They are very
But I'm not saying you can't make a Mustang look nice, and I can respect a builded Mustang. I can respect the Mustang for what it is. I'm
the
not.
Must
You're not gonna like send me. Don't worry about like sending me a picture of your Mustang on Instagram to post and me being like, "Ew, a Mustang." No, no, I'll still post it. Don't worry.
like I said,
I'm
yeah,
not
no,
like
Jason here
that.
is
I
definitely
just personally won't own one.
yeah, no, Jason here is definitely like he said, he's not a fan, but he can definitely as a
I
car
can
guy,
tolerate. I
you
can
can
respect.
you can
There
respect a good
is
build.
respect for the Mustang. There's a lot of respect for the Mustang, especially when Carroll Shelby came into the mix. Like there is a lot of respect for the
The
Mustang.
GT 500,
Yeah,
GT 350.
and
My fit.
I've driven multiple Mustangs. I've driven Fox bodies, both with a Coyote and an LS. I've driven the SN 95. I've driven the RT. I've driven an RTR Mustang. It's the one you could buy at the dealership, not the actual RTR Mustang.
I want to
I
know.
will never claim that because
I
that
want to.
thing's
I want.
terrifying.
I will want. I want. And like this, kind of referring back to like our previous video. No person should be.
Nope.
No inexperienced driver
Damn.
should be allowed to handle this kind of power. But as people like to say, a garage queen.
Right.
I want a legit Spec 5 RTR. And I
Oof.
wanted to make a stupid amount of power, dude. And just like I said, I'm not going to drive it. It's
Don't
just going to be
worry,
a
it
converse.
does. It's just
Oh
gonna
no,
be
it
like
does,
something you
man.
park in the middle of your living room.
Yeah, it's walking like, dude, what is that? Oh, that there is a
An
financial
RTR
mistake.
Spec 5 Mustang. Why? I've never started it.
I've never started it. I don't even know what it sounds like. Shit, they had to cut the roof off the place just to get it in here. But
That's why there's
yeah,
no
no,
skylight right there.
yeah, no. Like I said before, we get back to the actual like junkyard story. I definitely feel like Mustangs are unnecessarily hated on.
They
It's
get a
just
bad
because
run,
every time you
man.
no, they do, man, and that's like I said, it's not the car, it's the person driving it. And everyone's like, oh, with all these
Yes.
videos, yeah, that's because ironically those are the only ones caught. Those are the only people doing stupid stuff. Periodically, you'll see like a Camaro, you'll see like a really nice, like clapped out RX-7 Miata, even a Lambo sometimes. But majority of people, it's usually a Mustang, dude. And I hate it because,
Well,
like I said, with
now it's not Mustangs. Now it's Chargers and Challengers.
us,
That's who it is
the
now.
boats,
That's who I see more
the
now.
boats.
Is Mopar.
Yeah, it's because the Hellcat, dude. I mean, factory, it's supercharged, and it's pushing like probably between let's I don't know the exact number, so I would but let's say it's between 700 and 750
Right.
straight out of the factory. So probably like realistically probably like 707, but
All right,
still,
look.
man, I
If you don't want naturally aspirated as a first car and you want something with a power adder on it, learn to drive a turbo first.
yeah, get used to
Get
boost
used to
and get
boost lag. Boost
and
lag is
before
the part
right.
that's going to save a lot of the newer people to driving is the lag
Mhm.
part, but it's also going to be their downfall is the lag part. Is the boost isn't instant, it comes in a minute.
Yeah, because like I said,
Depending
that's
on depending on how your turbo's set up, the hard boost usually comes in a minute. It takes a minute for that turbo to spool.
yeah, man. And like you said in like the last video, like the supercharger is just straight to the engine, and it's cranking
Yeah,
out all that power.
it's connected to your crankshaft.
hmm
But
Um,
you also have a parasitic loss on a supercharger versus a turbocharger. You don't have a parasitic loss.
I don't care. I just want to whipple, dude. I just want to whipple. I I told no, dude. My I get it from my dad. He wanted to.
Turbo is more efficient.
I don't care what's more efficient. I
I
just
care about going.
exactly, dude. My dad, his before he passed, and actually I made I and a lot of people are gonna laugh about this. I built this a car in Forza Horizon 4 and 5. It was a not Forza Horizon 4. It was a 1970 not Chevelle but El Camino SS supercharged. I had drag tires on it, and I tried to get it like spec for spec as close as to what my dad would have wanted. So then, so one day it's my dream to get a hold of a 1970 El Camino SS and build it to the exact specs my dad would have, and he has always wanted a Whipple supercharger. So that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, turbo's more efficient, I guess you could say, but I wanna Whipple, dude.
Don't
But
worry, I absolutely love the sound of a supercharger. That's why I can mimic it so well. I've had a lot of I've practiced at it. You
practice.
know,
But
yeah.
yeah, dude. To end it off, back to I just I believe Mustangs get unnecessary hate, man. They're great cars, and like I said, I've talked to Jason about this. If it weren't, I know technically, I guess you could say the GTO could be the first muscle car, but if it wasn't for the GTO or the iconic Mustang, we wouldn't have the Camaro, we wouldn't have the Charger, we wouldn't have the Challenger, we
I
wouldn't have.
personally still think we would have the Dodges.
Oh, but I mean, I do. You gotta admit, I mean, like the fact that Ford had built them. I think it started with the 64 and a half Mustang.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong about that. Um, and like I said, Dodge probably would have still created the Charger and the Challenger, but I feel like if not for the Mustang and the
I
GTO,
don't
if
know
you
what they would have been.
right, if not for the Mustang and the GTO, if you want to technically count that as the first muscle car, I don't think Dodge would have gotten the bonkers yet brilliant idea of creating the Hellcat, the Elephant, the Ram TRX. Then you obviously you have, like I said, the Hellcat, both the Charger and the Challenger, the Demon, and the Demon 170. I don't think
Yeah,
any of those would be where they're at today without that Mustang. Anyway,
I don't think so either.
the whole
I think they would still be here, just different
they
variant.
wouldn't be what they're known for today, pretty much.
Who knows? Maybe they might
Yeah,
have.
they could have went from a muscle car to an exotic supercar, man.
Yeah, who
I mean, look
knows?
what Dodge. Sorry,
Yeah.
apparently my room's haunted. Yeah, no, that's scary. Anyway, um, Dad, is that you? Anyway, um, the
Huh?
Mustang I saw in the junkyard, dude, it was nice. I was like, okay, it looks nice. I mean, the back, the tail light was missing, the trunk was missing. I'm like, the body's pretty solid. I was like, this could be something, man. Just, I mean, not for me, obviously, because I already have a commitment, um, so I can't really afford anything else. Um, but I'm like,
I,
okay,
I
this is
have a
cool. It's a
commitment. I have a commitment to a 6.0 track, not drag, track S10.
yeah, no, man,
I want to
that's
put some. I want to put something on a track that's never been on a track, and that's my fucking goal. And I'm
hey,
gonna do it
no,
with a
man,
six. I'm gonna do it with a 6.0 LS, and I'm gonna do it with style.
no, dude, give them something they've never seen before. But like I said,
I
the
but I
must
have to make my own arrow. I have to make everything work. Like I can buy a prefabbed wing, but I have to make it work somehow.
I'm sure, dude. I'm sure you'll figure
I
it out.
have to fab the mount.
Mm. But I said this Mustang, dude. I'm like, okay, it's white. It's a gorgeous color. It looks super clean. I'm like, this is gonna be a steal for somebody. I walk around to the front. Ooh, oh, dude! It looked like somebody shot this thing with a cannonball. It was destroyed. I mean, the like the engine was shredded. Man, like there were literally
Yeah.
like chunks of it. Like, I lifted up the hood and I set it down, and then I heard metal hit the ground. It's like, and I looked down, and I didn't get onto my knees, but I looked under the wheel well to where I could see a little bit of through to the front, and I was like, yeah, that was definitely metal from the engine, dude. There's no way, there's no question about it. Whoever had this did something stupid, sad. Um, but yeah, dude, the junkyard was pretty fun, man. I've been to junkyards before, but really, I mean, it was with my brother and everything, and we never really stopped to look for stuff. But actually go, and I got the idea from a TikTok video, and I've talked to Jason about this. Him and I, and possibly Alex and us from a couple of other friends, doing it is like kind of like a junkyard car review. I think would be something.
That'd be cool.
And I was just like walking through, like seeing what they had.
Like just go
Um,
to the well, we could do that. Just go to the junkyard, take a bunch of pictures of cars, and hell, we can live stream it and wink wink hint hint and we can just rate cars just based on pictures of them
yeah, man. That's
and
actually not
then
a bad idea. But
say
like,
how much you would pay for it.
yeah, no,
You're
man.
you're
For sure. I think that's a good idea. But like I said, I went to the junkyard, and that's just because I was like, you know what? I've discussed like a couple of plans I have for the Jeep. Like, I've contemplated, putting on bags. I was like, bags might not be the right call for a Grand Cherokee. And then I was like, oh, then my manager, he's actually a car guy too, and it's not fully built, but he has a what I think is a pretty solid looking Veloster. He's got a
okay.
tune on it. He's got a nice turbo, cold air intake. I don't know if I'm pretty sure he put it on coils, and he has a probably a gorgeous set of. It looks like it could be just a really dark bronze or like a bronze carbon fiber um, set of NKs.
Ooh.
Gorgeous, man. Next time I see it, I'll have to get a picture of it and
I'm,
send it to
I'm
you, man. And I'll
I'm gonna
ask
be
him.
real with you. I'm putting my S10 on Enki RPF ones.
Do it. But I said I went primarily to the junkyard to
Black
just look
S10
for
old wheels.
Black S10 old wheels.
Gold wheels.
Gold wheels. Okay, I thought you said old. I'm like, that makes no sense. Why would you do that?
No,
Um,
gold wheels.
but I was just looking around, because don't get me wrong, I get, I could order this part on, like just different car websites. I could go through, I could go through Sparko, Brembo. I could go through Whipple, like I had mentioned earlier. I could go, through a whole bunch of different places and get, like a turbo or something. But every once in a while, if a lot of people don't really consider they're spending all this money, and I can respect that if you want everything to be brand
Yep.
new. But sometimes, just sometimes, you can get lucky in a junkyard, and a lot of places have specials on some days where it's like $25 for everything you can
Or you can
actually
carry.
carry, and like yeah, so like everything you can carry is $25 for the bunch. So I'm like I've seen people find like a beautiful, almost like a brand
Seriously,
new
like go
set
look
of
that up on YouTube.
yeah, no, dude, there's so much out there. People
If
have
you're
found
watching this video, go look that up on YouTube when y'all are done with this video. It's fucking cool.
yeah, dude, it really is, and that's like I said, that's what I got the idea of doing was I was gonna go look to see if I could find any possible coils. Because I mean, don't get me wrong, my Jeep already has an adjustable ride height for sport for just basic like regular mode, and then I
Alex's
have a
car
sports
does
mode.
too. Alex's car does
Yeah,
too. His
his
car's
has
on
like
Magna
7.
Ride.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I heard that, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm
he's
pretty
on
jealous.
magnets. He's on
I'm on.
magnets.
I'm pretty jealous, man. Uh, but I was like, maybe because like I said, I already have like adjustable ride height. It's not like as far as like it won't lower my car. It just like so if I want to go off road or like on like a little excuse me, like I would say track, but like a like a little curvy road. What it does is as
like
I'm driving,
like
it
have
makes
fun on a
the
back road.
yeah, not speed, just like especially for off roading, it adjusts um, the suspension to help compensate and everything, and it reroutes power to a tire. So if I'm stuck, I can get traction better. I'm still learning about everything in my car. I'm learning like I'm discovering new stuff every day about it, but it's awesome that I actually got to test it the other day. Um, I said that's not the part of the story right now. But I was there looking for coils, man, because maybe coils would look good on my Jeep. I don't plan on keeping the stock rims. I want to get a nice set of. I've discussed this before. I've told Jason I will get a
Oh,
nice set of welds because I,
dude.
I want to take my car and my Jeep and pretty much turn it into the poor man's Trackhawk. So what a Trackhawk cost, I could take that money, put it into my car. Because right now, my car is
And beat a stock track hawk.
and I could, stop with sports mode on. It awakens the rest of the 3.5 liter V6, and I make about 305 horsepower stock, which isn't bad for a Jeep, man. I don't think.
Well,
Um,
that's pretty damn good.
but
It's
for
pretty
what
healthy.
that yeah for what that cost, I could literally add easily, dude, another almost 1,200 horsepower onto mine,
But you know what
and
I find funny?
take that Trackhawk's launch money all day.
Yeah. You know what I find funny?
Hmm.
My V8 Silverado makes, I think, right at about 300 at the moment.
That's
My
the first Silverado.
my Sentra makes right about 190 at the moment. And my Sentra will throw you to the back of the seat, has a better 0 to 60, and it has a little over half the horsepower.
But yeah, no, dude, I was listening to you guys talk about that in the last video, the
Yeah,
specs and everything.
the the torque is the fun part.
Yeah, man, but the the junkyard, and I was like I said, I was looking around for just like coils or something, and I was like, I could just test the waters, not really drop a lot of money, and if I didn't like the way they looked, I could always take them off and put the stock suspension
Right.
back on. No luck. I found a couple like Jeeps, but nothing that obvious, like no coils. It was all just stock. I'm like,
None of
I'm
which have
not,
been modified.
I'm not, I don't want to. Yeah, no, nothing that has been touched. It's like you can still tell the factory suspension were on these
There's
ones.
a the junkyard by my house. It's free to get into. Like you just go and be like, hey, just looking for parts, and you go look for parts as long as
Yeah,
they're
typically
open.
they'll have you sign in. All right, they'll typically have you like sign in at the front desk, and then if you find something, go back, let them know
No,
what
they
the
don't
number
even
is,
do
so they
that.
can find out how much it costs. Really? Because the one that by me does that. Like, oh, you have to
Just
give us like the VIN or the VIN number or like the serial number and let us. Yeah, no, dude, that's I didn't get. I'm glad I didn't really
oh
get anything,
no,
dude. It wasn't that great. It was
no, no. My junkyard. You just go. You go look for your fucking part. Get your part. Go walk your butt in the office and be like, hey, how much for this?
I'll just give you a number on the spot.
Yeah.
Or yeah, but I said the whole junkyard thing. Like a lot of people will they can find it. There's some diamonds in the rough, and it's kind of few and far between. But it does happen more than people think. You could like one person posted they found a full precision turbo kit,
Hmm.
right? And somebody found a supercharger. It wasn't like I couldn't remember if it was a neighbor. It definitely wasn't a Whipple. It was, I think it came off of like an older supercharged Grand Prix. So it wasn't one of these like these big like meaty like looking ones. It was pretty small, but it was still, I mean, a supercharger that you could put on something smaller. Um, but like the point is, like you can find a lot of cool parts, man. And some of these parts are name brand. And if you're lucky enough, they're still pretty new and can be used, man. And like figured, I get, let's say I find the coils, I find my supercharger. I go in, they're like, oh, that'll be $700 for everything. uh and the but or I can go on a few different websites. I can order my parts with all that shipping and handling plus the parts, the new and the name brand. I am spending so much more money, dude. I could save so much.
Dude, you're spending like almost enough to buy a new car,
Yeah, and that's if you want like the
if
best of
not
the
enough.
best.
If not
Exactly.
enough to buy a new car.
Yeah, dude. And just like I said, the point of junkyards, dude, they have so many cool things like that. Like I said, the Eldorado, the Mustang was cool. I actually sent Jason. There was a Focus. I can't remember if it was a Fiesta or I think it was a Focus. It was a 4 door Focus, and it had a set of nice rims on it,
Yeah,
factory.
you showed me
Of
that.
course, yeah. But I was like, maybe I know they're Ford rims, but they might work for my Jeep. Um,
Just while you're there, just pull out your phone and Google the lug pattern and Google the
right.
lug pattern of your car.
I I didn't think about it. At the time, I kind of regret it. I might go back and see, but actually, no, damn, I can't because it said "do not touch" on the window. So I'm like, okay,
Uh,
they're probably going to be selling this off to somebody because
Probably.
it had a body kit. It had it. This one was definitely on coils. Um,
It
and
was
then
like a you can buy the whole thing.
yeah, you can just buy the whole thing, and the work's already done. You just might need to obviously replace some things, but just like I said, dude, junkyards, they are a lot of people are like, oh, that those
And
they're
you can get those cars on a fucking deal.
mm-hmm. And with a little bit of work, dude, they're not going to produce anything like some like super like crazy, you know, 700 horsepower. You'd have to put in a fair amount of work and a lot of money. But dude, for I mean, like a little like car scooting around town just to have fun driving it. I mean, I would think right around like 315, 320 horsepower for a car for a Ford Focus would be pretty good.
Yeah.
But like you said, like the whole thing
I
is
was looking. I was looking at the I was looking up shit on my Sentra. God damn, can't talk. I was looking up shit on my Sentra the other night, and some dude literally went to a junkyard and pulled a whole turbo kit off a Sentra, a whole Gretty turbo kit off a Sentra,
Mm-hmm.
minus the turbo, and then they just figured out what flange they were like looking and looking on the internet, figuring out what flange they had. They figured out what flange they had, walked a little bit further down, and
Right.
got a freaking 60 millimeter turbo.
See, that's exactly what I'm talking about, dude. Just take the time. Don't immediately rush. Like you get some money, you're like,
And
yes,
look,
dude.
and look, like I've seen a few Sentra turbo kits, and I
Mhm.
believe they were only. I believe the largest one I found was a 40 mil, and it was like $2,400,
Right, man. And like I said, the
and then
point is,
$1,000 for the tune.
it just like I said, junkyards, man. Uh, they a lot of people overlook them because why they're junkyards. But if you stop, man, you take the time and you go and pay like if depending on where you live, sometimes like a lot of them here, like Jason and I both stated, you're just you walk in, sign in, and you don't pay a fee
Unless you find
um
something.
unless you find something and
But
they give you
like,
a price.
pick and pull. Don't you have to pay to get in pick and pull?
I think so, but I mean honestly, dude, Pick and Pull's a massive junkyard though, man.
It is.
It's
I mean,
huge.
the one by my house is a massive junkyard.
I'll have to, dude. Maybe that's what we'll do on my next day off. On our next day off, man. We'll get together. We'll meet up somewhere, grab something to eat, and then head out to the junkyard. Hopefully, it's not too hot because your boy burns very easy.
Me too.
Nah, dude.
Spend too much time in the shop.
I be I be looking like SpongeBob, me boy. I be looking like Mr. Krabs, dude. Look at this. It's
Oh
nuts, dude.
man,
I burn bad. But like I said, yeah, no, dude. We'll definitely hit up the junkyard and pot. And who knows? Find something to take some picture of. If we get lucky, like these other people, maybe we'll find a supercharger. We'll find a precision turbo. Maybe I'll
maybe.
finally found my set of welds.
I don't know about out here welds. Oh well, actually maybe.
Yeah, they're
Maybe.
out there, a few, very few and far in between. There was this person I used to live by. They had Z a Z06, but it wasn't the C7. I'm pretty sure it was a C5. No,
Hmm.
C6, I think. Um, and they had a really nice set of welds on them, man.
I
It
mean,
was
Weld makes some nice
some
wheels,
fatties, dude.
but they are expensive.
Yeah, that's again why. I mean,
They are real expensive. Like my buddy John, he's got I think a couple sets of welds, but he bought them on Marketplace.
yeah, you can usually find that's another place, dude. Marketplace. Look, sometimes you'll find deals, and they'll say like, I actually just saw a Jeep on there, man, a Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. And the guy was charging like 60, 70,000, but he had
Yeah,
listed all the parts he had, and it was well over 150K in parts, dude. And he wasn't even asking that much.
yeah,
I'll get like 70K is still a lot of money, but dude, let's face it,
yeah. But let let
he
let
could be getting
let's look
a
at the
lot more.
numbers.
That's dude compared to a hundred
That
and fifty
cost him a
thousand.
lot more money.
That yeah, dude, for what he put into that Jeep, you could go buy a used Gallardo, man,
Yeah,
and
you could probably buy that off the dude. Like, get a loan, buy that off the dude, pay it off, and then go trade that in on a fucking Gallardo.
yeah, oh my gosh, dude. But remind me to tell you about another. Actually, no, I told you about that. The Lambo I saw in Chicago, dude. The
Yeah,
SVJ.
yeah.
It was so dope, man. But anyway, like I said, junkyards, just a lot. We keep getting off track, man. I'm not trying to, and the fact that I'm baked out of my mind
That
isn't helping.
bro, that is the point. That is the entire point of this podcast.
um,
Find a rant on the topic of cars and go with it.
but yeah, dude, like I said, the junkyards, man, they're an awesome place, man. You just take the time and your tools. Make sure you have your tools because a lot of these places have tools and they charge you to use them, and they charge out the ass if you lose or break one.
Yep.
Um, but like
And
bring your own.
trust me, when you're working with rust, you're gonna break sockets. So if you just have a bucket of random sockets and a day to spend and a fucking breaker bar for 3/8, half inch, and quarter inch just in case, and maybe a screwdriver with a quarter inch adapter and some bits for the screwdriver, you're golden. You can get it done eventually.
Right, man. And just like I said, they're great places. You find a lot of cool stuff for a
Or
really
you
good
can cheat
price.
like me and bring the impact.
Too much Uga and not enough Duga. But yeah, dude, like you said, they're a dime. Like it's usually a dime a dozen, but it does happen. So the next time before anybody listening or watching decides I'm gonna go spend a shit ton of money, dude, on that, that's probably gonna be almost as much as my car. With all like yeah, like I said, new stuff is fine. It's nice to have something you know is going to work, but you can find deals, man. If it's a little broken in, it's used. Who cares? As long as it's helping you and it's helping you with your build. It's helping you get to where you want to be at power wise.
Yeah.
It's not. They're not bad. Like I said, they're not bad places to look. Not bad investments. And shit is going to break. Um, I found that out with my Saturn. Uh, didn't really take the necessary precautions or do enough reading and just watching stuff, and decided to put a different exhaust on it and didn't know what I was doing and almost messed it up pretty bad, man.
Ooh.
Yeah, like I could smell exhaust in my car, so I know I did something wrong. And I was like, yeah, that's this. It sounded nice, but it almost killed me. I was like, no, that's learn my lesson, man. But like I said, shit's gonna go wrong. Shit is going to break. But like I said,
See
junkyards,
now,
man.
now me on the other hand, I don't I don't buy catbacks. I don't buy axle backs. I make catbacks and I make axle backs. That's what I do. I get under the car, I cut the muffler off, and I look and see. All right, it's the pipe is this big, so so the inlet needs to be this big.
Right.
Outlet can be however big I want. Take said shit box with no muffler, drive to the parts store, purchase muffler, some pipe, and a down pipe for $100. Drive home, weld it all together.
Yeah, man. It can be so much cheaper, dude. And it's like I said, just you find some great stuff. You could find potential new builds,
Oh,
like
dude, you can find full header to tailpipe exhaust systems.
mm-hmm. Yeah, it might
I
be a little
found
bit.
a couple.
It might be a little labor intensive and take a couple hours, and
Oh, it's going
you
to.
know. But I mean, dude, it's like, oh, but I'm going to be spending like five
All right,
hundred bucks. It's like, okay, you're
for
spending
real.
500 here, but you could
All
be
right,
spending
I
4,500.
do have a tip. I have a tip for people. All right, this is my snap-on torch. If I turn this bastard all the way up, it gets really, really, really hot, really, really quick. So bring something like this with you if you're looking for exhaust. Something like this with you. Uh, a bottle of soapy water for obviously cooling that down before you touch it, and also for spraying the exhaust hangers. And don't cut the exhaust hangers. Buy yourself a pair of exhaust pliers. I know that sounds really weird, but they are legitimately real. I have a pair at work because I use them a lot. I do a lot of exhaust repair at work, and I what they do is it's like a fork and a punch, and it just pushes right out, super easy.
Right.
Like even if they're nasty, just spray them with some soapy water and boop, out, no problem.
Yeah, man. But
18 bucks saves you a headache, and then whenever you go to put it on your car, just buy some new hangers. They're a few dollars a piece, and just pop them in all the way down.
let's say that you can find so many cool things, man, and people I really feel like should probably be a little bit more mindful of that. You can find future builds, man,
You
and
really can.
sometimes if you're lucky, a lot of junkyards will have cars a little more like that sitting up front that you can, believe it or not, just buy the entire car.
Oh, dude, you can
And
walk to the back of the junkyard and find a freaking Chevy S10 that's falling apart.
you and your fucking S10s.
That's
Oh,
falling apart, but can still kind of roll. You can buy that, and they'll deliver it to your house for a fee.
did you? Oh yeah, did you get a picture of that Prelude I sent you?
I don't think so.
Dude, it was another one of those cars like I was just mentioning. You can find diamonds in the rough, man.
Yeah,
And
I know the Prelude's isn't that a new popular build? Well, I
Preludes
can't
have
say new
Preludes
because
have always been a popular build,
They've been
man.
around for a while. I haven't heard of them till recently. That's why I'm saying that. No, all I got was Eldorado. God damn, that looks nice. The Sentra, the Ford, and that's it.
Yeah, dude,
They
I'm
did
not.
not send me a picture of the
Yeah,
Prelude.
I guess I don't think my phone uh took it, man. Oh my gosh, like I said, it was one of those just one of those moments where you find like the only thing wrong with this car that I could see was, I mean, the interior was a little banged up, but I mean it was just nothing. Just like some needle and thread could help, or somebody does upholstery, get it done. It was a little gross, but it wasn't terrible. Um, the body was in nice shape, and it had like a couple scratches and a dent or two. But other than that, just not something you can just bang out yourself. And it's really nice car, man.
Seriously, if you want to try to bang that, if you want to try to bang that out yourself with hammers, since it is a metal car, buy a heat gun at Harbor Freight and go buy a set of body hammers at Harbor Freight, and it'll look a lot better when you're done.
Yeah, man, I agree. It's just, I'm sorry, I'm still beating myself up about that Eldorado, man. Let me see if
It's
I
a
can.
nice car. It is,
It is,
but
man.
you literally have nowhere to put it.
Yeah, no. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put this up there. If you want to put it in later, I'd go for it. But this is what it looked like, man.
It looks really good.
Big, clean, dude. Like everything looked great. Flat, like only one flat tire, but the interior was pretty shredded, man. And I was so tempted, but like I said, nowhere to put it. Where the hell is that land yacht gonna go?
Right?
That thing, I couldn't even imagine. Could you imagine the gas mileage on that thing?
I know the gas mileage on that because I had its little brother. I had an '88 Cadillac Seville. Uh, I'll throw a picture of it up. But yeah, I had an '88 Seville. The gas mileage on it was fucking terrible. It was horrible. Like I think I got maybe 10 miles to the gallon on a good day.
That is freaking ridiculous.
It was carbureted.
So it wasn't an '80s. It was a '70, like a early '70s Eldorado, I think, or just like late '60s, early '70s.
Okay.
It's just like I said, man.
But I had the '80s Seville with a technically EFI V8. I'm doing the air quotes because it's literally a carburetor with two electronic jets off the top of it. It's fuel injected through a carb.
Dude, this bitch gets 9 miles to the gallon. And dude, it even says right here, it says based on data from one vehicle's 9 fuel ups and 1,180 miles of driving, the 1907 Cadillac Eldorado gets a combined average of 9.05 with
Oh
a
my god.
1.06 mpg margin of error. It's
Oh
fucking,
my god.
dude, you probably need like
That is
$200.
horrible.
Oh my gosh, dude, that is crazy. Oh,
But how big was the fuel tank?
let's find out.
I want to know. I want to know how big is that fuel tank? It's like if you're only getting 9 miles to the fucking gallon, you can't run like a 20-gallon fuel tank and get far. It's 180 miles. That's not a very far drive.
That may have been a Fleetwood Eldorado, by the way. But that's not bad. 550 foot-pounds of torque.
That's not bad.
Uh, let's see, man. I'm sorry. I don't know why it's not giving me like a straightforward answer.
It's because it's probably hard to find.
400 horsepower. Wow, man. That's not bad at all.
No, that's pretty fucking good.
Fuck yeah, for a land yacht like that. Yeah, it is.
Well, I mean, it probably needs every last bit of that.
Yeah. Oh my, I couldn't even imagine how much that thing weighs.
I don't want to know. It looks beautiful. That's
It
all
has
I
an
know.
it has an 18.3 gallon fuel tank.
18.3 gallons.
Mm-hmm.
So that means if you run this bitch absolutely dry, you can go 165.61 miles.
Wonder how much. So say let's say gas is. So we're just doing math now.
Oh
So
man.
it's 18.3. So let's say calculator. Where are you at? There you go. Say gas is like 3.26 a
Like
gallon right now, and you multiply that
jeez.
by 18.3 gallons.
I wish my gas was 326.
Actually, no, hold on. That gets wrong. Gas is not that cheap here.
I take
840
premium.
something. Wow, it would only take roughly probably about $60-$70 to fill it up.
Ouch.
But that, I mean,
But like if I were to drive that to some of the shows I go to, some of the car meets I go to, which are like 300 miles away,
so
I'm
that would,
spending that 4 or 5 times
yeah,
that
dude,
weekend.
yeah. So it would be so about roughly 18.3. Let's say gas is 3.49. That tank is 18.3 gallons,
So let's say every
and
time. All right, so
you
hold
have to
up.
fill.
Let's.
And say you have to fill that up. Say like 4 weeks in a month, 4 times a month. You're looking at for all 4 times, you're spending about almost $300 alone on gas.
So like let's see here. If I were to do that, and let's say the gas is varying, so the average cost to fill my tank is probably like $80, and then I go inside and I spend $20 on something to eat, something to drink, or something stupid, and I come back out and we just call that an even $100 I spend when I stop per stop at a gas station. So I have to budget like $700 out for gas station to go anywhere.
Yeah, no, dude, it's kind of rough, man. Um,
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
very rough.
a lot of fucking money.
That's too much money. Now, whereas my Sentra, on the other hand, I get like 27 miles to the gallon in that thing. I have a 13 and a half gallon fuel tank. So if I run it completely dry, I I can go 373.95 miles.
Yeah, but dude, before my tank gets remotely close to empty, I'm probably going like 340 miles.
But now my gas is $3.54 a gallon. But my tank only takes $47.79 to fill.
My tank's roughly probably. Oh, 1 second.
You're good.
My tank. Yeah, it probably takes only about 40 some odd, almost $50. Depends on how low I am.
I try to fill up about half, so I only spend like 20 something bucks.
Right, man. All right, what were we talking about?
Junkyards.
Junkyards. Yeah, man. Super cool. I think you can find a lot of stuff if you really want to take the time to actually look. Sorry, my thing's not working for some reason. Uh, but like I said, you can find a lot of stuff. Take time to look, and it's not as bad as people say it is.
Sometimes it is.
Yes, that is true sometimes, man. But you get those diamonds in, like I said, you get those diamonds in the rough, and it's it's nice, man. You save yourself a lot of money. You find a lot of cool stuff. God, man. I'm sorry. I'm still obsessing over that El Dorado. I cannot get over it. I cannot believe somebody would just leave that there, and it makes me quite unhappy.
Oh
Ugh.
man.
Oh my gosh. What else did I see at that junkyard? Nothing really. I saw a lot of dog shit. I'm not joking, dude. There's dog shit everywhere, and
It's from that junkyard dog. Where's my card? Did I seriously lost it? Oh, there it is. I still have this tanker. And Austin's finally works. Wow, look at that.
yeah. Sorry, uh, potheads. Well, there's a will, there is a way. We will.
Exactly.
I gotta spray that stinks in here. But it's junkyards, man. They're so cool. There's a lot of
Ooh.
other stuff you can find there. But the next thing I wanted to talk about, man, was what actually made you decide to get that Sentra, man? I'm kind of curious.
I have no idea.
It's,
I so the guy I bought it, dealership I bought it from is literally right next door to my work. So he just drove it over across the street one day, and he was like, "Hey, I think you'd look good in this, bro." And I looked at it, and I was like, I don't know, man. I'm a truck guy. I like trucks and V8s or S10s." And I asked him if he's seen any S10s at the auction. He's like, "Only Blazers." I was like, man, people don't want to give up them pickups. And so I started looking into this. I started looking into this Sentra. And the more I looked into it, it was like, okay, this little thing's actually kind of cool. It's a little weird, but it's cool. Which, I mean, like I literally stated earlier, I want to put a mini truck on a track. I want to do autocross with it. And this,
Autocross.
yeah, autocross, freaking. At least I think that's what it's called. I forget what it's called. I'm high. I'm sorry. Uh,
Uh, man.
but like I forget what it's called. But I want to do it with a fucking 6.0 swapped S10 on
That'd be
a
something.
on a Facebook fabricator uh angle kit.
Yeah, no, dude, that'd be something to see, man.
Like no one has seen that. I'm gonna roll up with an enclosed trailer with the cat eye pulling it, and I'm gonna roll up with that. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna open the trailer. They're gonna hear a 6.0 start, and they're gonna be like, "I think he went to the wrong track." And I'm gonna back out this fucking S10 that no one has ever seen before, and they're gonna be like, "Oh my god, that's weird."
Yeah, dude.
I'm
And then
intrigued.
right, man. Oh my gosh. You see that's another thing that you see, man. You if you go to like tracks like Midnight Madness or something, you see cars there putting out
That
or
are like,
even
"Whoa."
if you watch like 13 or if you watch like 1320, which they do a lot of this stuff, they go to like these drag events and like Midnight Madnesses and everything. And a lot of the time seek out or find cars that look like you're like that should not be in that car, but I'm glad it is.
Yeah,
Like
but but they're looking at it as like they don't care about the car. They're like that motor. That's 1320 because they're about straight line speed. That's what most of them do, and that's cool. Don't get me wrong. I want to build something for that as well, but I want to put something that doesn't belong somewhere there. Like
right, man.
An S10 alone has no business on a racetrack unless it's trying to pull something off the racetrack.
I don't know, man. People be
I mean, but you see S10s with V8s all day long at drag strips. So that would be nothing new. But you show up V8 S10 on track suspension, aero, like all this crazy shit on it, and you're gonna be like, I kind of want to see how that does today.
yeah, you just like follow them around like, dude, what
Like,
was going through your mind?
wait a minute, he's going into this turn at 90. Holy shit!
Yeah, man. That's kind of what I want to do with my Jeep, man. I want to be able to take it to a strip.
Surprise!
I want to be able to take it to a strip, but also be able to go off roading with it
Hell
and
yeah!
do exceedingly well in both areas. I'm not looking for something like stupid fast, like an eight, like a low eight. or like a 9. I'd be comfortable with probably like an 11 or like a 10 or 11, maybe a 12. But okay, that's pretty good for an off-road car, man. I just want it to be fast enough to where people are like, wow, that was actually a lot faster than I thought it was. But I
I
also
would,
want to be able to go off road and enjoy that aspect too. I don't want to have to,
right,
like, obviously, I don't want to have to, like, engine swap my car to go to a drag meet one day and then engine swap my car 3 days later because I have to go to the sand dunes and, the Nevada desert.
right. I
But
mean, you would need, if you were wanting to do that, you would need really adjustable suspension in two different sets of wheels and tires.
see, that's where I feel like the suspension where I'm at. I feel like just how it sits, like how high it sits now, because I feel like it sits high enough to where I could definitely crawl on stuff, but not like nothing like major, like all these like rock bouncers you see and everything,
Yeah,
like lifted Rubicons.
yeah.
But it can, for what it is, dude. It can. It's got me out of a tough spot. Like it's gotten me over like a fallen tree before. Um,
All right, I'm gonna be real with you. I have my fair experience in like mudding off roading, and I have my fair experience in like taking my truck where it doesn't belong. But I don't really follow the off roading all that much. So I explain this to someone that wouldn't know much about it because that someone is me.
so you talk how I got over the tree.
No, like the terminology. I don't really know what a rock
It's
bouncer
so
is.
okay. So a rock bouncer. Have you ever seen like um? Well, actually, no, it's better. Let me just pull up a picture of it, man. Um, where is it? Gosh. So it's used for like off roading and like rock crawling and everything in competitions. They
Okay.
are stupid cool, man. Like they are ridiculously cool. And this is just like a picture of one. Let it focus there.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, no, man. It's just like a steel cage, and I mean the flex is crazy. Produces like a really solid amount of power. Um, and it also just, I mean, they're cool, man. They're like, let's say, oh, gosh, what is not a golf cart? Jason, help me out here. What am I thinking of?
The
It's
Polaris Razor.
yeah, like the Polaris, like buggies you see. I just call them buggies, whatever, man. Um,
Yeah.
but they're pretty much like that, but so much cooler. But they're super cool, man. Like I just want my Jeep to be able to do like small stuff, like crawl in some rocky areas, nothing like major like you see on these competitions. But I also, like I said, I want to be able to take it to a strip and have a little fun. Obviously, I'm not looking to, like I said, be the fastest guy. I don't want to, I don't want to be running like 8 or 9s, which would be cool. Don't get me wrong. That could eventually be the end game, but I want to be able to have fun in both worlds, man. I might. Oh my gosh, dude! My wife's got me wanting to put uh, a reinforced, not a reinforced bumper on it, man. She wants me to get a rammer,
Uh,
which I don't think that would.
NASCAR.
Yeah, I don't think that would look good on my Jeep, man. I just want to get like
No.
a nice little splitter. I just want to change my fogs. I want to. I
Hey,
would like to
actually,
get.
I had one of your Jeeps in today, but it was white, and I had the wheels off of it, and there's a
Mhm,
screw tab at the bottom.
I know what you're talking about.
There's two. I pulled those out. You can get to that fog light.
Yeah, no, I saw. But and it's just like small changes, man. I'd like to, like I said,
You could bring it to my shop and even have me install it. Just put it on the
I'm
lift and install it.
I'd just buy it, man. I said I just want it to be fast, have enough power to have a little fun at the track and have a little fun off road. I don't want it to be like stupid fast, like 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 I said,
Bring
make
me
it,
bring me some LC, and I'll do it on lunch for free.
dude, man. I
I,
might
I'm
just have
not
to do
kidding.
that. I
I'm
might just
not
have to
kidding.
do that.
Bring Daddy a couple beef and cheddars and a large curly fry.
We
I
don't have
got
curly
you.
fries.
Damn. All right, large fry. I got you.
Yeah, it definitely just like I said, fun in both worlds, man. I want to be able to throw down on the track, but I also want to be able to have fun off road. And like I said, I took a guy actually tested it the other day, man. We were at what is it? Lone Elk Park in Eureka.
Yeah,
Um, and there's like certain areas you can pull off road,
dude, that's like a
and
great place to learn how to drive.
I don't know about that, man. There's a lot of steep like hills and embankments, and one
Yeah,
part of
but
the
there's also a lot of flat.
it's
I'm not
yeah,
saying learn how to drive a manual there. No. Learn how to drive an automatic and then go to a wide open flat parking lot and learn how to drive manual and then find somewhere with hills and shit and learn to drive manual.
right, man. It was super cool, man. But I misjudged how not steep. It wasn't a drop off, but like where I pulled into this gravel spot to just sit
Yeah.
there and like look over like the trees and everything. Oh my gosh, man, it was awesome. Um, I pulled forward a little too far, and the pavement was probably about half, almost like almost right below my bumper, and I was like, "Ooh, that's gonna scrape hard, man." I was like, you know what? I have a Jeep. I want to see what I can do, and it wasn't anything just like oh my gosh, this Jeep made that. But it's like it's nice to know, man, that I definitely didn't have to struggle to make it out of that out of that little ditch, man. It
Yeah.
like it just right up, no problem at all, man. The tree,
Nice.
the tree scared me a bit, like because it was storming really bad out one night. This is around when I first got the Jeep, and there's like tornado. There was a tornado in the area, and these two massive trees by my house fell.
Yeah.
And one of them was in front of me, and one of them actually fell behind me, which scared the shit out of me. Dude, I was like I heard it hit the ground. I was like, I want to look back, and half my Jeep is gone. Like it's like pancakes, man. But thankfully it was back further. It was just very loud when it fell. And I was like, well, shit, I can't turn around. There's no alleyways I can go down. There's no nothing. I could go up in this dude's yard, but then I mean, I'm gonna leave tracks everywhere in his yard. I don't want to get. I'm not gonna be disrespectful like that. I'm like, I gotta go over it, man. And I just remember being so scared. Like it's gonna puncture a hole in the tank. It's gonna damage something under it. Sure enough, I was like, let's try it. Sports mode, and just right over the tree, dude. And I'm like, man, that Jeep stock, it's fun, but I need more. Man, I want to be able, like I said, throw down on the track and have fun off roading. I need to take it. Oh, gosh, where do I need to take it, Jason? Give me an idea.
To
You want to take it to Dirt Burners?
you ain't gonna fit, dog.
I didn't say I wasn't. Never said anything about actually fitting. But it would be cool to take it off road somewhere that's not. I'm not gonna get stuck in the mud, but just
Uh
just to get it a little dirty, man. I think would be fun.
I know of a place, but I'm not 100% sure on the legality of it, so I'm not going to say it on the podcast.
Yeah, YouTubes don't like that.
Yeah. I'm not 1,000% sure on the legality of the area that I do a lot of off roading in. Well, I used to do a lot of off roading in. Don't anymore
I tried to get
because I am now import boy. So
Team JDM.
I can no longer do off roady things.
Hey man, back to back world champ, dude. That's oh my gosh. Every time somebody asks me about the Jeep, and I always end it with back to back world champ. And they're like, "What do you mean by that?" And I'm like, Jeep was originally a military
We
vehicle.
won World War One and Two.
Dude, that's actually one of the cool things about my Jeep, and I don't know if it's in every Jeep. Um, I know some will have like Easter eggs of like animals like on the window or like in your engine bay somewhere, or just in a random spot on your car. And oh my gosh, hold on, my ankle just.
Dude, if I ended up having like a if I if I bought a car and it had like a really cool Easter egg like across the bottom of the OEM windshield, I would get like one of them rally peel off things to put on it so I don't damage
Yeah,
it.
man, but it was. Oh, God, what was I
That would be dope. You're talking about the Jeep.
Yeah, but
World War Two.
on my sorry, THC's hitting me pretty hard.
Oh,
Um, but on the bottom of my steering wheel, it says since 1941, and I like
that's cool.
it's something just so small and stupid. I'm like, dude, this is so fucking cool,
Don't
man.
change out that steering wheel.
No, no, I don't plan on changing the
But
steering wheel.
actually, yeah, change out the steering wheel and then hang up the steering wheel on your wall.
I don't know if I'm going to change out the steering wheel itself, but I might change
No,
out the
straight
badge
up.
in the middle.
Pull the whole steering wheel off. Put like an NRG quick release or some shit in there because they are a little bit more responsive with driving. But uh, just find a stud in your wall and take your steering wheel and put a bolt through the center of it and put your airbag back on. Voila, and it stays
Yeah,
nice and clean,
yeah, no, dude, that's a good idea. But I mean, I like my steering wheel, man. It's actually, I think, pretty sure it's a heated steering wheel, man.
bro.
I could be wrong. Like I said, I don't know. I could be wrong. But in winter, every time I went to go touch that wheel, it's been nice and it's been pretty warm.
So yeah, it probably has a heated steering wheel. How do you
Uh,
not know if your car has a heated steering wheel?
I
That's like one of their big advertisements now. It's like, hey, look, it's got a heated steering wheel. Holy shit!
I just went.
Hey, guess
I
what? You can have a heated steering wheel with an NRG steering wheel. It's called pull it off, take it inside. And guess what? In the summertime, it's not blistering hot to touch that steering wheel either because it's been inside all night. It's nice and cool.
man. I didn't even care about what it had. I just got in. I'm sitting there. I'm like, I have room. I'll take it.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Whenever I went to work, whenever I was working in food, and I had the S10 with the removable steering wheel, we had an employee refrigerator. So in the summertime, since the S10 was black, I took my steering wheel out and put it in the fridge.
That is so strange.
Hey, but I go back out to the S10. I put that ice cold fridge in there. I mean, not ice cold fridge, the ice cold
The whole
steering wheel
fridge.
in there.
The whole fridge. Just
Yeah,
imagine, dude.
man.
Like,
I just
like
open up the whole fridge in there, just
no, like
close it
just
all off.
Jason just like attaches the fridge to it. He's driving. He's got a mini fridge. He's driving down the road, and the
Just
employees walk into the walk in, and they're like, "Where's the mini fridge?" And it's just Jason's steering wheel. Oh my
oh
gosh,
god.
man.
Yeah, I would have got fired for that.
Oh
But no,
man,
like I would put the steering wheel on and then roll the windows down halfway and get the breeze coming through. It would cool off my truck quick
my AC, dude. We're just
because
talking about
I didn't have working AC.
we're just talking about perks of our cars now, man. My AC, man, gets pretty cold pretty fast.
I haven't
It's
tried the
nice,
AC
man.
in the center yet.
In the Century yet? You said you're waiting on parts for it, right? You said.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what else is so cool about my Jeep, man? The good wrench tires I have on it right now. Not obviously they're not like Pirellis. They're not like any special like off road tires, but
BFG is a decent tire.
yeah, man, I'm not gonna complain. They've never steered me wrong. Um, gosh,
I'm just a Toyo fanboy, and I've done I've done research on tires quite a bit. and
Toyo's cool. I like. I've
I have put on a lot of tires that are not Toyo, and I have put on a few Toyo tires,
I just
and
I, f-
I still prefer the Toyo tires.
I feel like Pirelli's kind of overpriced, man. They're none of the bad tire. They're fantastic. I just you could find something better, friend. Like Pirelli, you don't need
You really
Pirelli.
could. You really could. I mean, if you're looking if you're looking for decent off road and don't want to break the bank, I would
What
say the Falcon Wild Peaks, dude.
Falcon's pretty good. I'd say my BFs right now, dude. They're I've got no desire to change them. They're nice. They're grippy. They're a little dirty because I need to clean them. But
I'm pretty sure if you want to set a Wild Peaks to put on that, and it'll make your Jeep look much more aggressive. It's only a little. I think they're only a little over $100 a tire.
that might be something I go with when I have to get new tires, man. But that's not going to be for a while. I'm still sitting good with my BFs, man. My BF good wrenches.
I have mismatched tires on the Sentra, and I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah, no, that would drive me nuts, man. I walk around.
It's driving me absolutely crazy because I have one really good tire on there. I have a Continental uh I have a Continental I have the con- Continental something contact.
You need to stop, man. You got to put that pen down a little for a little while.
and then I have another tire that's an Advanta, and then I have two Westlakes, and it's driving me nuts. It's like they really did just replace the bad tires with some decent tires go go trade their car in. So it's like, well, shit.
Yeah, but oh my gosh, what else do I want to do the Jeep? I'm definitely not painting it. I don't really want to tint it. I don't know why. I think like smoky headlights and taillights would be nice, but I'm pretty sure that's illegal.
Uh, it's not illegal, but it won't pass inspection. But there are a few shops that could really care less as long as you can see light through it.
Right, I'm not talking about like pitch black, dude. I'm talking about just like a nice little like smoke, like a nice light.
I mean,
But,
I bet you there's a few shops that'll pass it.
but I mean, then again, I mean the lights now aren't bad. I just like I said, I want to change my fogs to yellows. Um, what else? I want to get like a nice little split. I would say a splitter, man. But like a different, like nice little bumper. Maybe a different hood.
That'd be
I,
dope.
I would like. I'm not gonna lie. I would if it'll
I'm
fit.
pretty sure Carbonetics makes a hood for your Jeep.
If I can, if it fits, dude. Ideally, I want to put a track hawk hood on it. I would
You
like that a lot, man.
you would have to you'd have to see if anyone else has done it, but I'm sure if it's from the same year and it's the same body style, that it'll fit.
I don't know. I mean, just then I could probably just find a much
Like
cooler hood,
like
honestly.
on my 2004 Silverado that I have a 2007 grill and hood.
Universal parts, man. I like the track hawk hood, man. I want to put one of those on there. I want to find like another hood that I could have made and just have like one or two vents in it and just maybe a cold air intake. I think I would probably be realistically pretty happy. But
If I were
and
you, I would check out SB for your cold air intake.
I was thinking K&N, but I mean,
No, go SB. It's an actual cold air intake. K&N's cool for you know daily sport builds, but if you're trying to like do shit and have fun, and you have the money to do shit and have fun because you are going to break shit, it's probably going to cost more money. But go with nice parts so you don't break as much shit.
But nice parts cost so much money.
But you don't have to buy them again.
Yeah, that'd be true. That'd be true.
Because like let's say you do buy that K&N cold air and it's not getting the air temperature you need to run run the whip run the supercharger you're trying to run efficiently. So
Realistically, man, I don't really. I would love to put a supercharger on there, but I think really I'd probably be pretty cool with a night with a pretty good size just single turbo, man. I think that would give me a
turbos are
pretty
fine. I am definitely thinking about putting a turbo kit on the Sentra because they're so affordable.
because I think that would be more realistic, more fun, dude. Because let's be realistic, a Whipple supercharger is not cheap.
Yeah, it's not.
I wonder how much it really is. Hold on. Hey Google, how much is a Whipple supercharger? You piece of shit. How much is a Whipple supercharger? It's probably 5 point. Hold on.
They're expensive. I know that.
Oh my gosh, dude! The cheapest one is $5,900.
Yeah, sounds about right.
But I want a Whipple so bad. My gosh, man. Where'd it go? Hold on.
Dang, I'm gonna have. I just found someone that's gonna have to be on the podcast soon. Wait, I need John and his girlfriend to come on. She just put new wheels on the Mustang.
Nice, man. But look at that. That would look so pretty sitting on top of my Jeep, man.
Ooh, that would. That's beautiful.
But that is $7,600.
Damn.
Yeah, dude, that is like, literally like a quarter or a fifth of what my car costs.
Damn.
Yeah, man, I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to afford that, but I'd be pretty satisfied
Maybe
with
what?
just
Maybe once you pay it off.
yeah, man. But I think realistically, I think just a really nice precision turbo would be much more
Yeah,
realistic.
turbos are a couple grand.
Let's back to the junkyard, man. If I can find one in a junkyard, or if I can find a good deal for one on Facebook, I'll
we
probably
can
just go.
we can weld you up a turbo header.
I don't know, maybe, man. Did you just
But I
fart?
think that is going to have to. No, my chair rubbed my filing
Uh
cabinet.
huh. That's what it was, dude. You fucking ass. You shit yourself, didn't you?
No. All
All right.
right. Well, guys,
Yeah, I'm getting
we're
a little
gonna
too
have
high.
to call this an episode. Thank you so much for coming back on the podcast, Austin. We love having you.
You need to get
Uh,
your boy on here, man.
yeah,
I wanna pick his brain about that Mustang.
dude, it's pretty wild.
All right, man. But yeah, man. This edible is really doing me in. I gotta go.
All right,
Uh,
I'll we'll talk. We'll see you in the next episode, guys. Maybe we'll have Austin back. Maybe we won't. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But until then, I'll see the rest of y'all in the next episode. Please like and subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube. If you're not watching us on YouTube, make sure to go check it out. See ya.